My mom challenged me to make a meal for our whole family with only $10, but I wanted Italian food, and that's expensive. First, I picked up some Alfredo sauce for $1.88. Then I grabbed some marinara sauce for the same price. I grabbed a box of noodles for 78 cents, some ground sausage for $1.88, and lastly, some mozzarella cheese for $1.98, coming to a grand total of $8.40. Yes! Woo! I started by boiling some water and cooking the pasta, and while I waited for that, I cooked the sausage. I also made sure to add some Italian seasoning, and I cooked some more. I drained and rinsed the noodles. Then I combined my meat, my marinara sauce, and my Alfredo sauce. Once it was all mixed, I folded in the noodles. I wanted to make sure they were fully covered. Then I poured some pasta into the casserole dish and spread some cheese on it. This literally costed less than $10 to make, and it's so yummy.
We've already gone to Philly. It's time to head over to New York for, you guessed it, the chopped cheese. Let's get cooking. This video is going to start out real similar to our Philly cheesesteak episode. Going to make some hoagie rolls that are going to complement these chopped cheeses very well. Really similar to the Philly cheesesteak rolls. Only difference in these ones is that we're going to add some softened butter at the end. That's going to make this dough nice, soft, and supple. It's going to be really easy to work with. It's going to be a great texture. Put that into a grease bowl. You're going to let that proof at room temperature for about an hour. Should be about doubled in size. We're going to cut these up into 6 individual pieces. This recipe makes about 6 hoagie rolls. Form those into your balls. You're going to get that with a warm towel. Throw that over there. Let it rest for about an hour. They're going to proof again. Roll those out a little bit. Pinch off those edges. You want to get that sealed nice and well, otherwise these are going to burst open on you in the oven. You don't want that. Form these from the inside out, and then we're going to put those on a baking sheet with a little bit of cornmeal on them. Going to let them proof again for another hour. These are going to double in size again. We're going to score these up before we throw them in a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. They're not going to be as brown on top. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. But they're going to be nice and fluffy on the inside, and that's exactly what we want. We're going to prepare our toppings for our chopped cheese. I'm going really classic, really thinly sliced onions, some serrano chilies. That's going to add a really nice heat to it. A little bit of tomatoes. Always season them up. I like to do a little bit of salt and pepper. Real simple. Don't got to go crazy with that. And then some really finely shredded iceberg lettuce. Goes perfect with a chopped cheese. Shape your meat into some patties, and you're going to get your cast iron ripping hot. Put your vegetables in there, and put your meat in there a little bit afterwards. Use a little bit of Lowry's for the seasoning. Flip those when the bottom's nice and crusty. You want to let the other side get a little bit crusty before we do what the name is about. We're gonna chop this up. There we go. That's why it's called the chopped cheese right there. Mix up your vegetables, mix up your meat. Chop it up a little bit more. You want to get it all nice and incorporated. Get that into a nice line, about the size of your hoagie roll. And then I use 3 slices of American cheese here. American cheese is the perfect way to go. A little bit of mayo, a little bit of ketchup. Get that nice in there. Get all that cheese in there, all that meat in there. The bottom's going to be nice, seared, and crispy. Take it over to your foil. Top it off with that lettuce, a little bit of tomato. And we're going to get this nice and wrapped up, just like you would in a bodega in New York. Cut that on a bias for a little bit of nice presentation. Here we go. Let's give it a taste. We got our first celebrity guest today. We got my good buddy Wyatt. Let's try it. Oh,
Testing TikTok summer recipe part 10. Fluffy pancakes.
We got a Japanese comfort food classic today. It's called katsudon. Let's get cooking. I really hope I pronounced that right, but I don't think I did. Anyways, we're gonna get our onion and egg mixture going. I find 2 onions works really well for about 3 to 4 people. 2 large onions. Get those nice and mixed up. Don't be afraid to add water in there. You want to keep these nice and moist while you caramelize them. After they're caramelized, we're gonna get a nice sauce in there, which is what you're looking at right now. So just some chicken stock, some beef stock, tamari, mirin, and sugar. It's gonna be perfect. We're gonna do a classic breading for our tonkatsu. These Japanese breadcrumbs are a fantastic product. I really love the texture they give. You want to texturize your pork a little bit with your knife, little crosshatch pattern. Nice tenderize. You're going to season these up right away. Really simple. Salt, white pepper, and a little bit of black pepper, but I forgot to film it. Right into the flour, the egg, and cover it with those Japanese breadcrumbs. You want to make sure you're nice and covered, nice and tight on there when you get those in the fryer. Don't take too long because you pounded these out too thin. 5 to 6 minutes, nice and golden brown. You're going to finish them up with some nice finishing salt. Once your onions are caramelized, you want to get that mixture we made in there. Let that simmer nice and slow while you do everything else. Once it's nice and thickened up, you're going to add your eggs in there. And there it is. Our egg mix is done. Always rinse out your rice, or Uncle Roger's going to have a fit. Make sure you get that nice and covered up. I like to season my rice with some mirin for this and a little bit of rice vinegar. Mix that up, and we're ready to plate this up. You're going to start out with a nice helping of your rice there. Make sure you get plenty of that onion mixture in there. This is where all your seasoning is. This stuff tastes incredible. Cut up your katsu on a nice little bias. Put that right on top of your onion and egg mixture and top those off with your scallions. I like to cut them on a bias. You don't have to. Top those up, and there it is. Let's give it a try. With anything I make that I want you to try, it's gotta be this one.
Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today from Mrs. Rohrer's Sandwiches of 1912, we are going to be making the sandwich a la Bernhardt. The ingredients list is really interesting. This could be pretty good. We'll kick things off with a dash of cayenne, salt, tomato ketchup, and yeah, I'm using unsweetened, mango chutney, shallots, garlic, and olive oil. And there's still one more ingredient to build the sandwich, but we gotta mix this first. Probably should have mentioned that you start with rare chopped cold roast beef. Oops. Then we add this mixture to lightly buttered brown bread. And yeah, I'm making a full sandwich today. I'm hungry. Hope it's good. Then we top that with cress, watercress. So this should be a really interesting sandwich. I'm impressed by this. Then we top with a piece of lightly buttered white bread. And the white bread was bigger than the brown bread, so I had to cut it. Okay, let's give this sandwich a la Bernhardt a go. There's so many different flavors going on here. This is amazing. There's a sharpness from the raw shallots and garlic, sweetness from the mango chutney, a little bit of tomatoiness from the ketchup, and the watercress is bringing a peppery bite. And it all works really well with the beef. The two different kinds of bread, whatever. That's fun visually, but I don't know if it makes a big difference flavor-wise. This is quite good. I've gotten a plus up for this. This has all kinds of things going on. This is fantastic. This is probably one of the best sandwiches I've made from those old-timey cookbooks. Any of them. I gotta give this one a 10. The complexity, the different textures, the freshness, it works. It's amazing. All right. How about that? Thank you, Mrs. Rohrer. You redeemed yourself. See you next time.
Hey everyone, it's Ariana, and this is some of the most mind-blowing chicken you'll ever eat. It's called takganjeon, and it's this sweet and crispy Korean fried chicken that's unlike anything I've ever had before. The chicken is perfectly crunchy on the outside and covered in an amazing spicy sweet sticky sauce. Start by covering 4 cube chicken breasts with a cup of buttermilk, and then season with some salt, white pepper, and garlic powder. Give that a stir and then pop it into the fridge to marinate for an hour overnight. Then to your bowl add 1.5 cups of flour, plus your baking powder, dried thyme, chili flakes, paprika, salt, and pepper. This is going to be the crispy coating for the outside of our chicken, chicken, so add your chicken in there and stir it around. And then fry your chicken in hot oil for a couple minutes on each side till they're nice and golden. I fry the chicken in batches so it cooks evenly and doesn't overcrowd the pan. Finally, for our sauce, we're gonna simmer soy sauce, ginger, garlic, sesame oil, brown sugar, honey, and gochujang, which is this insanely delicious, spicy Korean fermented chili paste, and then simmer for 5 minutes and coat the chicken. Then top with a sprinkle of toasted sesames, red pepper flakes, and sliced scallions. Let me know which dishes you'd like to see next. Check out the full recipe on my Instagram and follow for more food from around the world.
I'm going to share my mum's secrets on how to make the crispiest and best crumb chicken, so you're just going to have to trust us on this one. Crack 4 eggs into a shallow bowl and whisk together with water and crushed garlic cloves and leave to marinate. Cut the tenderloin off the chicken breast and then using a sharp knife, cut the chicken breast in half crosswise. Place that chicken breast in between 2 pieces of Glad wrap and then use the smooth side of a mallet to pound it out until it's an even size of thickness. For the breadcrumbs, we need some finely chopped parsley and rosemary and add it to a blender with that torn up stale bread. Blend until you have a chunky texture. Whisk together some flour and salt and begin crumbing your chicken by placing it into the flour, then placing it into the egg wash and then generously coating it in those chunky breadcrumbs. Add a generous amount of olive oil to a pan and fry that chicken until it's crispy and golden. Dip it into a dipping sauce of your choice and
I can do that. Tortilla down. Some plain chicken and rice in the mic. Alright, 1/4 cup of rice, half of a small chicken breast. Should be like 150. 80 calories for our tortilla. 5 calories of soy sauce. Some sriracha. 0. Shake, shake, shake up our protein. Right on top. Some kimchi on there. It's like 15 calories for a bunch. That roll and a go. On the heat, pat. Hit the flippy flip. Oh, pat. Off the heat. That's picture perfect. Or cross section for at home. So this came out to be like 245 calories, which is perfect. Because I'm going to the Wolves game later. We're going to get rowdy. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today we're gonna make a breakfast classic that I've actually never even had before. Eggs Benedict. Let's get cooking. This is gonna start out on a double boiler. I actually messed up this first time. I wanted to leave this in there. I wanted to show it's okay to make mistakes, especially in the kitchen, you know. It's the only way you're gonna learn. My water was a little bit too hot under the bowl here, and I actually ended up making scrambled eggs. So, it's okay, you know. Never be afraid to just reset, learn from your mistakes. We're gonna try it again. Water's a lot lower this time. It's not as hot. Eggs were scrambled already before you put them in the bowl, and we were constantly mixing. Don't be afraid to take it out and off the heat whenever you feel like it's getting out of hand. Once your eggs are to the right thickness, you're gonna slowly stream in that butter, add a little bit of lemon juice, and then some salt and pepper. Good morning.
Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today, from the Friends show of the 1990s, we are going to be making the Moist Maker sandwich, the Thanksgiving leftover sandwich that Ross so dearly loved. I did this live on TikTok yesterday, and thank you for all of you who could join me there, but a lot of you couldn't. Were you busy? But anyway, I figure I'm going to make a video of it because it was that good. Now, I'm only going to do a half sandwich today. I did a full one yesterday because it is a carb bomb. But we got to start things off by toasting 3 pieces of bread. So we take 2 of the slices of toast and we slather it on some herbed mayonnaise. And this is mayonnaise mixed with Dijon mustard and thyme, chives, and parsley, all fresh. And we soak the 3rd piece of toast in gravy. Yep, got to flip it over, soak it in gravy. All right, then we put on sliced turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, our gravy-soaked toast, stuffing, and arugula. I'm going to put on this so it'll stick. There it is, the Moist Maker sandwich. Let's give the Moist Maker sandwich a go. It's messy. That is ridiculous, in a good way, in a very good way. And I know I'm going to get comments like, plus it up with bacon, plus it up with avocado, put some chili sauce on it. Nope, this needs no plus up. This is so good on its own. That is a 10, an absolute 10 of a sandwich. Messy as all get out, but definitely a 10. All right, see you next time.